Yeah.
So we
So you'll
are
see
we are
people
live.
talking.
So let's cut the guitar, please. All right. Let me post the link really quick.
You want to play it anyway. Good to have a full grid. First league race in a while that I've seen for full grid.
Oh really? Yeah. We tried. Let's see. Got the link going. Let me send it out to the server. Live stream. At everyone, tune in to Tier 2's. Alright, I guess they got everybody. So you got the standings that I sent you?
Yes, sir.
Alright,
It's a great
cool.
turnout.
Yeah, and it looks like all
Any
the...
reserves, or is this the actual full-time drivers?
It's a mix. I think it's like 15, 16 full-time and some reserves filling in.
Still.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a lot of people in the Discord now. We have like over 100 now. So between everything, we were able to usually to get reserves to fill in. But okay, so here's the thing. We got Domingos in P1, 235 points, and then P2 in the championship is Yuppie with 233, and then Vapor just behind him with 226. That's like a super close fight.
There's still quite a fair bit left in the season too.
This one, including this race, is going to be
more?
5 more. Yeah.
Oh, 5 more.
5, yeah. What's up, Jacob? Good morning, man. Good luck in the race.
Even the battle for P20 is very tasty.
Yeah, if you go all the way down the order, there's a fight everywhere, right? But like, let's see it looks like the weather's going to be clear.
Looks like it.
Looks
we
like
don't
it.
know for the race.
We don't know. Oh, we got it. Let's go on board with some qualifying laps and see who's doing what. Enable. So Suzuka, what do you think about this circuit? What are the keys to this circuit?
Exit out of corners and downforce is key. Do you want to sacrifice it? Even just altering the rear wing by 1 can lose or gain lap time.
Yeah, I saw that in some practice races yesterday. People with the higher wings were having a little bit of trouble making the overtakes, but they were incredibly quick as a result through second 1, second 2 especially. We'll see how that plays out. I think those with the higher downforce, it could work out in their favor for qualifying, but for the race it's going to be tough because it's like Suzuka, or excuse me, it's like Monza, right? You could try to have that fast setup to get around, but it's a fairly long straight, so a lot of the times people can just get right back by you on the straightaway.
Also, although it is a technical track, ERS management is not easy.
It's not. It's tough, I think, to build up that charge once it runs out. As you can see, McLaren, we're on board with McLaren. He's just had a moment in Degner too. So who's the furthest up the field? Looks like we have an AlphaTauri. Yeah, that's JC Blackwood. Let's go on board with JC as he starts his hot lap. That spoon corner's tricky.
Oh yeah, it takes a lot of practice. Every game is difficult, even Gran Turismo.
Yeah, well, especially Gran Turismo.
Oh yeah. Just amazing how fast the cars can take the hairpin as well.
Yeah.
In second gear.
What gear you usually take that hairpin in?
First. Maybe.
First gear?
Sometimes, if it's a like lap 1, high fuel.
Yeah, that's true. Flat out through turn 1. Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Let's see what JC's able to do. JC's at pretty good pace. He did score a podium, I believe, at Spa. First podium of the year. A lot of pace. He was having a few incidents that were holding him back from getting some really good results, but I don't think he's having the cleanest lap right now, but this will just be his first attempt. So probably just a Baker lap to get that time in. And you can see Monkey Mafia and Razor Guy on the mediums. What do you think about that? It looks like they're going for the counter strategy.
It's bold. They're going to have to defend very well. Suzuka is a very hard track to overtake in.
What do you think their strategy is? Are they? Okay, so it seems like the strategy should be pretty straightforward, soft to medium. Are they trying just to do the medium soft, or are they going to go medium hard?
I think medium soft, have a massive uproar in the final few laps, save fuel, just try and hold positions.
Right.
Pretty much if you get top 10 in qualifying on medium tyres, you've won the race.
Yeah. If you can stay with the lead pack, with the inferior tire, that means you should be theoretically faster on the superior tire. So that's JC with the 129.095, not a bad lap.
From the line.
Rusty with the 130.2, yeah. And that's Nero in second with the 129.4, so not bad so far from Nero with that medium tire. Razor Guy with the 128.7.
There's Vapor and the McLaren crossing the line.
Yep. And he puts it at 129.4. So, Monkey Mafia's in the chat. What's up, Monkey Mafia? Steinmein's in the chat. How's it going, Steinmein? Good afternoon, man. So it looks like Praj is in the pits. Not sure what happened, but he went out for a lap and went straight back into the pits. I think Praj might be seeing the times and thinking that he can compete with those times with the medium tire. So I think he's going to go try for that. So I'm on board with Shep now. He's getting through the final chicane. He's running down to the line. And he's starting his hot lap. And meanwhile, Monkey Mafia's put it in P7 with the 129.6.
Oh, Rusty has to avoid collision on the final chicane. Ruins his lap.
Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm on board with him now, but I missed it. Was
he
someone
had to lock up going into the final corner? Somebody was
jeez.
just starting a hot lap as he was just going on. Like, I think he was on the lap anyway. But this is crucial for Alfa Romeo. The points. They're only 2 points off P3 in the championship.
Yeah.
But they need every point, even if it's just P10, P9,
but that's,
fastest lap, anything.
That's what's so tricky. And I'm on board with Shep. Shep just put in the fastest first sector. But that's what's so tricky about these kinds of circuits. You have to give yourself space to the cars ahead and also try to find a gap to the cars behind, because you don't want to catch anyone on your hot lap. That's going to ruin your lap. Easier said than done, though, but it's part of the show. It's part of the game with qualifying. You gotta be smart about it. You gotta give yourself plenty of space, because at some point when people are starting their hot laps, you know they're going to bunch up in sector 3 to give themselves space for the cars ahead. So let's see.
You've got to check yourself before you wreck yourself. There is an Alpha about a second behind him. He looks like Monkey Mafia.
Yeah. It should be okay, because I think this will be Shep's hot lap, and then he'll... Yeah, so he puts it into P10 with the 130.6. I think the Monkey Mafia and Shep are backing off here. Yeah, they're on their in lap now. So let's go on board with someone else who's on their hot lap.
The Yuppie is just about to start a hot lap now.
Yeah, let's go on board with Yuppie. Yeah, let's go on board with Yuppie. Let's watch this lap with on board with Yuppie. Hopefully he doesn't get impeded into turn 1. He does not. Okay. So nice and tidy through turn 1 and 2.
You don't want to commit too much because it can obstruct your line going through the S's.
Yeah, it does.
Easy.
It does. It's all about the flow in this section. He gets through there pretty nicely. Flat out through there. He's got a good feeling for the car today, you can tell.
It's the purple sector 1. He's flying.
Yeah, so he's flying so far. Down into the hairpin, turn 11. Car ahead is Rusty.
Rusty's on the lap.
He stays out of the way, so heads up driving for Rusty. So these corners here are important. Spoon.
Can make or break the lap.
Yeah, let's see.
Very well navigated.
Very,
down in the throttle.
yeah, very well done. Didn't touch the curve. Didn't risk any potential spins or anything there because it's so deadly if you do.
Very neatly done.
Yeah, let's see where this puts him. Oh, and he has a little bit of a moment on that curb. He puts it into P4, 129.1. He can do better than that, I would think. So he'll bring it back into the pits and regather himself. Not a bad lap though, all things considered. On board with the Bo controller, he's starting his lap.
The Yuppie could be going for another lap. He has two laps of fuel.
It's possible. It's possible. This track in general doesn't have that much wear. But if you're trying to stretch your tires already as it is to do a soft and medium, then I don't know if I would advise you to do a second lap on the softs. But we'll see. So Disgruntled, it looks like, just put it into P2 with the 128.7. It's a really nice lap by Disgruntled, the other Mercedes boy.
It's going to be very close between the two Mercedes, the Force India Racing Point Mercedes.
Nico John just put it in P3 with the 129.0. So really nicely done so far.
Two teams, not even two drivers, it's four drivers within 2 tenths.
Yeah, and you can see that everyone's opted to go onto the soft tires. Nero just puts it into P1. Really nicely done by Nero. Shep jumps into the pits. King IGD jumps into the pits. Okay, so let's go on board with Praj. Praj is arguably one of the fastest guys in Tier 2. He's starting his hot lap. He's flying into Turn 1. Out of Turn 2, really nicely done. Now into the S's. The Ferrari looking mighty quick here through the S's.
Got to keep it in shape going through Dunlop.
Yeah.
Do not catch any inside crash.
So he hasn't put in the fastest sector, but we'll see if he can recoup the time.
Just a note that P3, the Razor guy, set that lap on medium tires.
He did, so he could probably go close to a second faster. I think we'll see a lap in the high 127s from Razor guy. But let's see what Braj can do. I always wonder if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know if it's Pro-J Hole or if it's Praj.
Quicker.
Oh, Tone's in the chat. What's up, Tone? JC in the chat. Yeah, purple sector 2. So this chicane is going to make or break his lap. Takes a lot of curve there and a lot of curve there. Really nicely done.
Get close to the inside, you get an extra.
Yeah, he doesn't. So he's at 129.7. I would say that's off the pace for Braj. We'll see if he can put it together for the second lap. And Razor Guy just started his lap. So let's stay on board with Razor Guy, because Razor Guy can fight for pole. Flying into turn 1. Just about goes off track, but somehow keeps it together. I don't think he lost any time there. So Razor Guy has been on a mad tear. Razor Guy
in the Racing Point was just a very fast sector 2.
Oh, and we'll go on board with them. And he's about to cross the line, huh?
Must have lost it all in the final sector. He was half a second though.
Yeah, but he's still P3, so really nice so far from our championship points leader. But I'm still on board with Razor Guy. Razor Guy's in P4 at the moment. He set that time on medium tires. He's flying out there now on the soft tires. He's probably seen that people are just lightning quick and didn't want to go further down in the order. So he did lose a little bit of time in Spoon. He's trying to pick up the slipstream off Yuppie. Razor Guy, who's had 2 wins recently, first of the season at Singapore and Russia, so we know he's got the pace. He's on the approach down to the line. Where does this put him? P2, 128.3, so a tenth and a hair behind his teammate. The Williams boys looking really good.
There was a slight hesitation. Spoon lost him about a tenth. Lost in pole position, maybe.
I think it was probably a couple of tenths because this car ended up sliding. I did catch that. That. He does have time to hustle into the pits, put on a new set of tires, and get back out there. So the final moment of this qualifying. Oh, and Bro Controller spins in turn 2, and there goes this wing. Now, the other thing that I saw with Razor is, who was it in front of him? Sparkbugs in Degner 1 and 2. I don't know if it was on purpose, but there was a little bit of an impediment there. So I think that cost him a little bit of time as well. So what's up to everyone viewing? JC, Monkey Mafia, Sign Mine, Joji, how's it going? Joe, Tone, Tune. 10. Oh yeah, that's right. I have to say it like I'm saying the number 10, and then I just pretend that I haven't watch. 10. I think that's it. Anyway. Who is approaching the line right now?
Mercedes.
And I think
Yuppie.
Let's go on board with Yuppie. Yuppie puts it on pole, 128.031. So good call there. We went on board just as he was crossing the line. So yeah.
All around as well. There's a
great
price
lap
on the Yuppie's head.
Yeah. If this is Grand Theft Auto, there would definitely be a bounty on his head. Let's see. And who else is crossing the line? It looks like there's. Oh, and Joe spun. Joe spun on his lap as he was going up turn 7. Unfortunate for Joe. He should be able to slow down a bit, conserve some fuel, and give it another run here. Bro Controller goes into the pits. He had a broken wing. He's in that Haas.
I feel like around now people will start leaving the pits. Yeah, there's a lot of commotion. Looks like a Renault leaving the pits.
Yeah. The traffic to get out there. It's a mad dash now for everyone to get out of the pits, complete their out lap in time for a hot lap. So these final moments are going to be, I think, a little chaotic. So we got Yuppie in P1, just the hair over 2 tenths ahead of Nero. But Nero, Disgruntled, and Razor, and Praj, I think these guys can fight back for a pole, depending on how their laps go. But they've got to get it just right here, and I mean, we've been seeing it here. It's a very tricky circuit to get just right.
Respect to every team, though, for putting in laps. Only a few impediments for the entire session.
Yeah, so the guys doing really well to be aware. Really good heads-up driving by everyone involved. But there really is a team effort in a sense. You got to keep the eyes on the back of your head and get out of the way of the cars who are on their hot lap.
Yeah.
So who's crossing the line? Looks like who was that? That looks like that was a McLaren, a Ferrari, a Racing Point, all starting their hot laps. I'm still on board with Shep. Shep in that Ferrari, starting his hot lap. Behind one of the Williams guys. I think he's going to pick up a little bit of a slipstream. JC, and Shep validates his lap, so that's going to be it for Shep for qualifying. And that is unfortunate for Shep because he's all the way down in P17. Shep, who had in the last race, I believe, I think you finished 4th? Yeah, 4th at Russia. Not his best finish of the year. He did finish 2nd at Australia, but he did finish 4th again at Monaco. So he's had some really good finishes recently, but this is not going to help him out in terms of the race. We'll see what he can do in the race, but he's going to have that option then to start on the medium tire should he want to. That might be a good counter strategy for him today.
currently on board with Vapor, who is currently in P12. That's quite a solid lap from him. He needs to get the final corner right. And he does.
Let's go on board with Vapor. I'm on board with him. He's in 12th at the moment.
And 3.
And he doesn't improve. I don't think he improved. Oh, was he a 10th up? Okay, he didn't improve his position. Domingos put it into P2, just behind Yuppie, 20 thousandths of a second.
Oh, Catman's gone off. I think
I think he's trying to get out of the way because he invalidated his lap. Unfortunate for Grumpy, but he's still in a pretty good spot for the race.
Yeah, he's a guy with the purple sector too.
Yeah, let's stay on board with Razor. I think he could take this if he gets this just right. Takes a lot of curb.
27.
He veers over to the right to take the shortest line. 127.3. So wow, 7 tenths. 7 tenths ahead of Yuppie. That's an amazing lap by Razor. He had to get it just right, and he did. So wow, great lap. Monkey Mafia crosses the line. I think he did slightly improve, but he's still down at 4th. But Praj did improve. I didn't catch it, but he did put it at 128.071. So he was way off, but again, he found the pace.
Monkey Mafia went from a 28.6 to a 28.0, so that's
yeah,
a huge thing.
The track was definitely ramping up. We're on board with JC. And I think this is going to be it.
Great qualifying.
Yeah.
Let's hope the race is like this too.
I think we're going to get an action-packed race here. Based on what you see here, do you have any favorites for the race today?
Honestly, no. I feel like everybody's got an even chance. The top 10 are looking very fast.
If you had to pick one, what do you think?
I'm thinking the race on point, Domingos and P3. Raced against him a few times in 5 lappers, 25%. He is rather rapid. The Yuppie too.
I'm looking for Domingos definitely to put it on the podium here. Very consistent driver. Doesn't make a whole lot of mistakes. I wouldn't say maybe that he has the best outright pace, but he's always right there. Always right there. He's always put himself in contention. Very smart driver. I think it's going to be close because we got Yuppie who's mighty quick. We've got Praj who's quick, but Razor guy very, very quick. But Nero as well, because I don't know if Nero was exactly fighting for poles at the beginning of the season, but he's ramped up tremendously at the tail end of the season, and now he's right up there with Razor. And Razor's so quick that that's no small feat to be right up there with his teammate. That's always the first battle that you want to perform in, right? Like, how do I compare against my teammate? We've already seen with
you
Verstappen.
Want to be at least even with your teammate.
Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to end up in a fate very similar to Albon, right? When you're just not able to compete.
Albon, Kubica, Sirotkin even.
We can go on and on. It's always that the inter-team battle is always first and foremost what you want to compare yourself to. I'm so proud of these guys. They're not rushing to press X. They're giving themselves plenty of time to look at their strategy.
And
Tier
change
1.
the strategy. Only 4 drivers have changed to medium tyres.
You looking at the race director?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Vapor, King, IG, Rusty, and Shep.
Keza with the inside scoop. If you're tuning in today, thank you for tuning in. I'm joined by world famous Keza. Say hello, Keza.
Thank you for having me.
Looks like the guys are gonna get the race going. Octown, I'm almost there, huh? Let's see. Monkey Mafia game on. Good luck. What's up, Hey Tight? Hey Tight wants to join on the commentary. Hey Tight, join me on the next one. I hope that wheel is coming along good or well. Hey Tight just got a wheel. Renee is in the house. What's up, Renee? How's it going, bro? Okay. So the guys are starting the formation lap. Let's see what happens here. Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's the longest rundown to turn one, but there's a little bit of a rundown at turn one, so people do have the opportunity. I think you had a really great start in a practice race we did the other day, but you can see that you can jump a lot of positions if you get it just right.
Yeah, you've got to get it just right. There isn't much room to the left or right.
No. But it's
about the same length as Hungary.
But you've got a little bit of a run down to the line, so if you can get ahead, get a better jump, you can take a position, and it is difficult to pass here. There's not a lot of opportunities in Sector 1. There aren't too many opportunities in Sector 2, maybe the hairpin. And Sector 3, it's tough. I mean, maybe in the last chicane, but you're probably going to try to wait until turn 1. But the thing is, if you fall back even a touch in the chicane, you're falling back for that the slipstream for turn 1, and you might not even get close enough. So it's not easy. It's not easy to pass here.
What would you recommend through turn 1, inside or outside, for going for a move?
Either one will work. Either one will work. It's just about you have to be hyper aware of where that other car is in relation to you. We had a moment. We went through the 130. What is it? The 190R. What is the corner called?
130R.
130R. I believe that is turn. I should know this. Turn 15. 130R. We touched ever so slightly.
Does that sound like never talking about it again?
Like what?
Does that sound like never talking about it again? I went down the inside and I messed up, and that's what. Anybody can make that mistake. You have to have guts.
Well, that's what I mean. Is like even a little touch in a fast corner like that can result in you being spun out. But even the most minor contact, and that will also apply for turn 1 because you're going to be flying in 8th or 7th gear in there on the entry.
Yeah, it's true.
So
and a very late downshift as well. You can actually brake and then wait for about half a second.
Yeah.
Last car approaching the line now, the Haas.
As you say that, the predicted pit stop strategy is coming up, so it should be an easy one stop. We'll see how that goes in the race.
Don't think there's any rain. We haven't seen anything.
No, looks to be a clear race. So let's stay on board here with Nero. He's in P6. And they get off pretty well. Yuppie gets a pretty good start. But not as quick as Razor and Proj trying to make a move on the outside.
Oh, there's massive contact at the back. 2 Red Bulls involved.
Oh, and it looks like... Who is that? Rusty's involved. Yeah, Sparkbugs is involved, and King is spun as well. So it looks like Spitcheck was caught up with Vapor as well. And
2 Reynolds out, pretty much out of the run, and we need to see.
That's a VSC. That's a VSC. So Spitcheck has got damage, and King has got damage. I think King just got caught up in Spitcheck and Vapor's contact. And the guys are back to green flag. And Proj is attacking already. So Proj wasting no time. So let's...
The age-old gamble, should be pit early and risk another safety car. You can see the complexion of the race already is quite, exhilarating fast. And Sparkplug down the inside of the hairpin. Great move.
I missed that one. I was up on board with the leaders, but let's go on board with them for a second. Oh, and Grumpy's off track. Not sure what happened there. So he's down into P18 now. Oh, he's lost his rear. His rear tires must be completely overheated. He's got no grip in the rear. So I'm back on board now with Praj. So I got the position changes, and Praj has moved up 3 positions since the start. Really nicely done from Praj. Yuppie takes P2. So you can see Praj is not quite able to get that car to turn in, having a little bit of understeer. I wonder if Praj has some kind of wing damage. Doesn't look like it. So Razor Guy in P1, Yuppie P2, Praj P3, Domingos P4.
Monkey Master
safety car.
Tail end of the
Safety
CRF
car.
and it's a full safety car.
So what happened? JC's out.
Like JC.
He went out in, oh man, he touched a bit of grass and out he goes. You can see him off to the right there. Unfortunate for JC. JC does have pretty good pace. But this is helping out Grumpy. Grumpy, who fell back in the pack. This is helping out Spitcheck. This is helping out King. Perfect timing for them. They'll be able to get on some new tires and catch up to the back of the pack.
Would you gamble hitting for hard tires and just trying to see it out if you know there's going to be another safety car?
Personally, I would, because if this is the only safety car, then it would work out really great for you. The hard tire can definitely go, I think, 24 laps, because you figure the medium tire can go 15, 16, 17 laps.
Yeah. We don't know the weather situation either.
No, we don't.
Japan's known for mad weather.
But the other thing to keep in mind then is if you're like in P4, P5, and you're thinking about pitting, if you see that no one else really pits, then you don't really have to either, but that could give you the advantage. But it doesn't look like anyone jumped into the pits. So the guys are going to stick it out. They probably feel it's a bit too early to jump into the pits. Sparkplugs is in? Okay, let's go on board with Sparkplug. But he's going on for the soft tires, right? So no one's really thinking the hard tires quite just yet. Even if maybe they should. Let's see if Grumpy jumps onto the hard tires. This might save his race if he jumps onto the hards, but he also is going onto the softs. So I think
it's more of a impulse stop more than a strategy stop.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. A lot of these guys are just kind of jumping in impulsively, maybe not exactly thinking about how they could use this to their advantage when maybe they should, but I guess that's easier said than done.
Big winner so far is Vapor.
Yeah.
The P13 is on medium tires as well. Yellow stripe.
So
he stays with the pack because there is going to be a DRS train.
There is, yeah. He'll be able to pull out a gap further and further from the cars behind. So yeah, he's up 5 positions since the start. He started 13th. He's up in the 8th. He's quick. Maybe didn't have exactly all the pace he wanted in qualifying, but he's making up for it in the race. So nicely done by Vapor. And Oso as well. Space Cowboy and Oso.
Yeah, Oso from the back of the grid just stayed out of harm's way.
Yeah. Yeah, he's I'm not sure what happened in qualifying, but I believe, yeah, he was last in qualifying, but up into P11 so far. So really nicely done by Oso.
We know
Frosty.
Already.
Yeah, he's quick. Frosty is in the chat. What's up, Frosty? I don't think it's glitched. I think the first couple laps as a broadcaster, it's always showing the order all weird, but it should be fine though. Jacob, sorry to see it, bro. Everybody hit F in the chat for Jacob. F in the chat for Jacob. Thank you guys in the chat. Everyone hit an F in the chat. So this will be good for those that are trying that soft to medium, because this will help them to stretch that tire a bit. This is in addition to the VSC from earlier. Everyone hit an F. Frosty, I'm surprised you're awake this early, bro. So JC's saying that if you want to see what happened to JC, go into Tier 2 chat. Get a first-hand view.
I'll look.
Let's go on board with Nico John. Nico John, who had a gruesome knee injury, must have been at least a month ago. Ended up doing the Italian Grand Prix with a controller. Did decent. He did decent until he spun somewhere. You know what it's like, you know? It's like it's as if you were to try the wheel for a race. It's just so
Such
foreign.
a learning curve.
Yeah, exactly. It's such. I mean, but you know, like once you get used to the controller, you can do pretty good, right? Rage is on a controller. Who else is on a controller up here with these guys? Shep's on a controller. A lot of these guys are on controller, but if you're not used to it, it's very difficult. But lucky for us, he's back. His knee's feeling better. He's on the road to recovery, and he's in P9 so far, so doing really, really nice. I don't think this is his debut race back, but I think his knee's starting to feel better and better. So we'll see what Nico is able to do to support his teammate as well, Domingos, because he's going to want to try to stay somewhat close to help his teammate protect him from those undercuts.
Just an update on JC. He... safety car restart, I'll talk about it later.
Yeah, let's get through turn one, and then you can tell us what you saw. Oh, and Praj touches a little bit of a touch with the uppie on the restart. His wing is okay, though. The guy's flying into turn one. Oh, and Nero goes a bit wide. He loses positions, so that's Monkey Mafia up. Oh, a touch with Disgruntled as well. And they're lucky to get through that without any kind of spin or going off track. That was a hairy little moment. So now we'll watch these deltas to see who's the closest battle on track, now that the deltas are working right. We got Nero, and he gets a P-pick to a penalty for cutting a little bit into Decker 1, but he's got to run on Monkey. Is he going to be able to throw it down, throw a move here into the hairpin? Not quite. Not quite.
The update on JC, he clipped the grass on the inside of Dunlop by the last part of the first sector. Lost it completely. Massive crash.
It must have been with reduced damage to get a DNF like that. You've got to hit the wall hard.
Keep an eye on Joe in P19. Hit it for hard tires.
I think that's the move if you can make him last.
And he is gaining on King.
But I wonder why he's 17 seconds behind. Did he not do that during safety car?
He pitted during the safety car coming in. He'd already pitted first.
And Monkey, I'm not sure what happened with Monkey, but he's lost position. So he had a moment. I think he went too deep into the chicane. Everyone's flying by now. Nico John's flying by. Nico John, let's go on board Nico John. He's side by side almost with Vapor turn one. Oh, and he goes around the outside. He goes around the outside. What a move by Nico John. What a move by Nico John around the outside in turn 1 and 2. But, oh, and Vapor gets by ahead, but Vapor goes off. Praj is off. What is happening? Everyone going off in sector 1. But Nico John
didn't fire the tires up.
Yeah, that's I think that's what it is. No one has the grip, and they were trying to take the corners the same exact way. What a move by Nico John and
spark plugs off.
Let's go on board with spark plugs.
Looks like the tires are too cold.
McLaren as well went off. But Nico John, what a move. And not only that, he made the move. He saw that Vapor did not want to give it up, but he saw that Vapor was going to go off track. So he backed up. He let Vapor make his own mistake and passed him back again. So really nice move by Nico. It was patient yet aggressive, and done to perfection. There's that experience paying off for Nico John, and that's helping him again to get closer to Domingos to help him protect him from those undercuts. Because Domingos has got a Williams and a Mercedes just behind. So Razor Guy with the fastest lap of the race, he's starting to build out the gap now to P2. Monkey Mafia is just behind Nico, so let's stay on board with Monkey Mafia. He's going to take... he's not quite close enough to make a move into turn 1. But this seems to be the closest battle on track, and it looks like Praj is in the pit, so unfortunate for Praj, because he was, I would say he's probably one that he was in contention for the win, but I don't think any longer.
Lap 7 is the designated pit time. The pit lap for soft and medium.
No, it's off to hard maybe.
And I think another safety car would help medium runners the pace. It's a huge gamble, it's a massive gamble.
And we're looking on board from Nico John's perspective, because Disgruntled, yeah, side by side with Nero, wow, and Disgruntled gets a great launch off that hairpin, and there he goes. So he's got the position now on Nero, that's Disgruntled into P4. So Nico John is just behind. I'm on board with Nico John.
Monkey Mafia coming up behind.
Yeah, let's go on board with Monkey Mafia actually, because he's probably closest. But Nico John gets a great exit out of Spoon.
They're all getting great exits on different corners, so
yeah,
it's played into their own hands.
So let's see what's going to happen here on the straight. I think they're going to have DRS enabled. Yeah, so DRS is coming up. I think everyone's going to get the DRS. Yeah, so DRS train has begun. All aboard.
Sparkplug right behind Chef.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go on board with Sparkplug, because Owen Shep jumped into the pits, so that was an easy position. So I wonder why Shep is in the pits. He's going for the hard tire. But you would
front wing change.
You would think he would have done that under the safety. He must have just had some damage just recently. So I'm going to go back on board with Nico John, or Monkey Mafia rather. This seems to be the closest battle on track because he's 4/10. This fight for P5 is really starting to heat up. Nero John.
A good battle for P9 as well with Rusty and Grow Controller.
Yeah, let's cut away for a second to go to Rusty. Rusty, one of our veteran drivers. Massive improvement in his pace, in his racecraft this year. Rusty's one of those guys that if he can keep his nose clean, if he can have an incident-free race, he can get some really good points for that Alfa Romeo team. So we'll stay on board with Rusty. This does seem to be about the closest battle on track. But he doesn't get as good of an exit as Oso. He brakes later than Oso into the chicane, but that cost him on the exit. And let's go on board with Spitcheck. Spitcheck from the straightaway. This is the battle for P11. He's in P12, just behind Broken. And Spitcheck and Broken are starting to reel in Rusty ahead. So Rusty's in P10. I'm watching these deltas to see if make sure we're not missing any other action, but I think this is the closest battle on track. P9.
Razor must have made a mistake because the Yuppies just made up half a second.
Yeah, let's go on board really quickly with Yuppie.
It must be something with Mercedes engines. Top 6 is all Mercedes powered.
Yeah, those Mercedes engines have got a lot of grunt. And it looks like there was a yellow in Sector 2, but that's been cleared up and back to green flag. But we can see, I don't know what it was with Razor. He must have had a moment, but he's building out that gap again, so not sure what's happened. And we can see here from the little indicator on the bottom right that Yuppie's pit window is open. So I think Yuppie's trying to go for that soft to hard. But he stays out.
Possibly a soft to medium.
It's possible. And Domingo's in the pits. Domingo's in the pits, lap 9. So what tires is he going for? He's going for the hard tire. I think that's a conservative choice.
Nico John makes up a place.
Oh wow, what a move by Nico John. I missed that one completely, unfortunately, but really nicely done by Nico. Let's go on board with King IGD because he's just behind Grumpy. So the battle for P9 continues. P9 we got, excuse me, P8. P8 we got Oso, P9 Rusty, P10 Grumpy, and P11 King. Let's stay on board King. King, one of our newer reserves. Always cool to see some new faces in the action here. Oh, and Rusty has a bit of a touch with Oso. Yeah, and Rusty's lost a piece of that left front end plate. So, again, we keep reiterating that if you can keep the nose clean, you'll have some good, a good result. But unfortunately, he's compromised his race, and it looks like Grumpy had a bit of a moment, and he's also had some contact with the wall.
Good battle for P3 going with Nico John. He's made up a lot of ground this entire race.
Yeah, let's stay on board with Nico John. This seems like this is one of Nico John's. Oh, that was very close in the chicane.
Pits.
Yeah, yeah. So he's on really old tires. I think Nico John's doing really well to conserve here.
Can't see any graining on the right front, maybe.
Maybe a little bit, but not. It's not too bad. And if it is bad, then you know everyone else is dealing with it as well. So that's disgruntled into the pits. That's Rusty into the pits. Meanwhile, Razor out in front with a 2-second gap to Yuppie.
It looks like the Yuppie makes up all the time going through Dunlop and the Degners and then loses it on the straight.
So he must have a higher downforce setup.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Grumpy in the pits. Nero picking up a penalty. So this battle for P3 is really taking form here. You've got Monkey Mafia, who is incredibly quick, has not managed to get a win quite just yet this season, but he's been doing incredibly well to get really good results. But Nico John is right there as well. So this fight for the last podium spot, I would expect that none of these guys are going to want to back down.
The two Hasses in P7 and 8 as well. That's a great point haul for the team, pushing them ahead of Red Bull.
A little bit of contact from Monkey Mafia with Nico John.
Razor pits.
Razor in the pits. Nero in the pits. Yuppie in the pits. But Monkey Mafia makes the move. So Monkey Mafia in the lead there as the lead 3 cars, or excuse me, the lead 2 cars pit. But these guys are still yet to pit. So let's actually pull up the stops. You can see here.
So close to the 2 Mercedes cars, and they do swap. Disgruntled is ahead of the Yuppie.
So Yuppie's on the better tire, so he has to get past Disgruntled here. And I think he will. He should be able to get past him here on the straightaway at the very least. So Monkey Mafia in the lead. Nico John just behind, Vapor behind him, and Oso as well in 4th. The first 4 cars are still yet to pit. So in the effective lead here is Razor.
Razor going for a nice move for P4. It's going to be very difficult. He can wait OSO out. He does need to pit.
He doesn't need to make this move. So yeah, I think he should be patient. There's no reason to lose a front wing when you're going to get that position for free anyway. But if he's got to move, I think he's going to go for it.
This could be catastrophic. He's got past him before the
He's
corner.
got past him. Yeah, that's could have been bad, but he makes it work. Yep, and that's Razor back up into position. Oso jumps into the pits. Yeah, lap 12, so those tires are going to be dead. Nico John pits as well.
Mercedes cars, again.
Yeah, let's stay on board. Let's stay on board with Yuppie. So Yuppie, I would imagine, would be furious on the radio to Toto to ask for that position back. You can see he's trying to figure out a way to get past, but it's not easy to pass here. Disgruntled did well to, I don't know if it was the in-lap or the out-lap, but at one of those he did better than Yuppie, whatever it was, and he got ahead. So now Yuppie's behind two cars that have a
great drive.
He does, but it's so hard to pass. Where do you make the move? So we're on board with Yuppie, P7. Yuppie, who's on the faster tire, but he's stuck behind his teammate Disgruntled and Domingos, who are both on the hard tire. I'm not sure what happened to Yuppie, Rob, but what's up, Rob? He did cycle behind these guys. So Disgruntled getting a little bit out there on the AstroTurf. You can see Yuppie is starting to make a few mistakes here. Maybe he's pushing a little bit too hard. Monkey Mafia in the pits on lap 13, so he's definitely going soft to medium. And Vapor's going to stretch that medium tire. Razor Guy with the fastest lap of the race. Nicely done by Razor Guy. 130.9. So he's got to make this work. He's got to make this move. Is Yuppie going to be able to make this work into turn 1? Oh, and man, they are so close. But Yuppie gets a better drive, but he gets blocked a little bit by Disgruntled. But fair play to Disgruntled. He just placed his car exactly where he needed to make it very difficult to pass.
It's extremely fitting that their constructors' rival is currently in P4 holding them up.
Yeah.
The battle for P2 and the constructors. So 17 points between them.
Where do you see Yuppie being able to make a move here?
He does get really good drive through the final chicane.
The thing is that better drive is not going to last for long, because at some point these mediums are going to wear and then they'll be about on even grip levels. He's got to make a move soon.
And then just hope he can defend.
He should be able to defend, but he's just got to get past Disgruntled, because you figure he's got to be losing, I mean, what, like a couple tenths? Oh, and he's got a great drive here. Disgruntled gives him room, to fair play to Disgruntled. So now Disgruntled
on board.
What do you see?
Sorry, my entire game lagged. I thought King
it's all good.
Oh,
and Domingos has a moment. Domingos has a moment. So now Disgruntled smells blood. And that's Yuppie up into P3, so really nicely done by Yuppie. He was trying to make a move.
On those fresh tires, this is going to be his time to shine.
Yeah, let's see what Monkey Mafia does, because he is on a much faster tire than Domingos and Disgruntled.
You can stay out of the dirty area, you can get really good traction through Bingler.
So Praj is on these medium tires as well, but Praj has been on these medium tires for 7 laps now. So Praj has committed to the 2-stopper. That's unfortunate for Praj, because he's got great pace. But he's not going to be able to utilize that as much today. He's going to have to stop again at some point, I think. Or maybe he doesn't. Meanwhile, Joe in P8 on those hard tires is making that work.
He's had them on for a while now.
Yeah, but he should be able to hold on with those. Yeah, and he lets Praj by. Praj is on a much faster tire. So heads up driving by Joe. No reason to hold up a faster car. So now I'm on board with Monkey Mafia. He's still trying to find a way past Disgruntled. I think Disgruntled's going to have the DRS, so... He's got a great drive here. He's in the slipstream. Everyone's got the DRS. Can he make a move?
He's not got much ERS to make a move.
No, he doesn't. And he's not able to get past. Unfortunate for Monkey, but If he's patient, an opening will come. He's got to be careful not to ruin that front wing. And these cars are just flying through the Degner, 1 and 2. So meanwhile, we were focusing on Monkey Mafia, but because Monkey Mafia hasn't been able to get past Disgruntled or Domingos, now Nico John is closing in behind. So things starting to spice up here.
It's true, the more stuff behind the car you get, the more your engine tends to overheat and the more your tires overheat as well.
Everything, not only that, but even as a person you like overheat just in frustration because you're trying to find a move and you start making mistakes, you start pushing too hard, and it's
Monkey Mafia through 130R maybe?
He's flying. I think he's going to try to outbrake him here, and he does. Oh, but Disgruntled, yeah, Disgruntled has a bit of a moment there, and they do touch, but it was just a little bit of wheel-to-wheel contact.
Nico John there to pounce into P6.
So there's that heads-up driving by Nico. He knew all he needed to do was stay just behind and wait for a mistake, and he did. So really experienced driving from Nico John today. Nico John, he's going to try to start closing up to Monkey Mafia and Domingos to try to give Domingos some support here. Then it looks like there's a Red Bull that went off in Sector 2. I think that's cleared up. Nico John just put in the faster Sector 1. But Nico John is flying on those medium tires.
He's come alive in the second half of this race.
Yeah, he has. So let's see what Domingos can do. Domingos, who took the conservative, although I would say it's a little bit of a slower choice on those hard tires, but this way Domingos not going to have to worry about tire wear. He can continue to push throughout the rest of the race. But is that the right move? Because Monkey Mafia, we stretched those soft tires to begin the race, and now he's on the faster tires. So what's the right call? We don't know. We're going to have to see.
Don't know.
So lucky for
How
Domingos.
long does Vapor want to stick on these medium tires? It's been on them since lap 1.
Yeah, he can pit now. Anything further, and he's losing time. Monkey's making a move. That's Monkey passes the DRS. Really nicely done by Monkey, utilizing that extra grip that he's got available. So now he's got to push. He's got to push because he can catch Yuppie. They're on very similar pace. And Monkey and Yuppie, I think, could have a nice battle for P3 if Monkey can get up the road. And now Monkey's being helped a little bit by Sparkplug. Oh, Sparkplug is off. I was going to say he's helped a little bit if he would have got the DRS for the straight, but never mind that. So Domingos is trying to stay with him. You can see that Domingos is pushing hard. But those hard tires just don't have the same amount of grip as those mediums. But Monkey goes a bit wide. So let's go on board now with Nero. Nero is in P11. He's just behind Joe. The battle for P10. So I'm not sure what happened with Nero, but Nero was way up there in the order.
Nero's struggling to get past Joe.
Yeah, it's tough to pass here. Not a whole lot of room. Ooh, that was close. Ooh, that was close. Nice driving by both of them. Joe saw him coming, giving him a little bit of space. Nero going for the opening. And Vapor in the pits. The Vapor's in the pits. Let's see where Vapor cycles out. I think he probably waited a lap too long, in my opinion, but we'll see how that plays out.
Might have been waiting for a safety car.
Could have been. You're right. Could have been. And Nico John is just behind his teammate, so I would imagine that... Oh, and Vapor stays just ahead of Raj. So nicely done by Vapor. Time to perfection, after all. I think he could have gotten ahead of Disgruntled if he put a lap earlier. But that's neither here nor there. And Sparkbuzz is just doing donuts over there. Unfortunate for Sparkbuzz, he hasn't been able to get out of that gravel.
Oh, Nico John has had a massive crash just outside of the hairpin. He must have lost traction. He's lost.
Oh, he lost the rear. Nico John. So I missed it, but we're on board with him. Yeah, you can see that end plate gone.
Could be huge for the Constructors' Championship, battling for P2.
That's unfortunate for Nico John. So now he's gonna have to pit. I mean, unless he wants to do the final 7-8 laps on a compromised wing, and I don't think he does.
He's gonna have to let Vapor pass one way or another.
Yeah. But especially think about turn one. If you have your car is fully working, you're taking that in 8th, 7th gear. If you got a compromised wing, you're taking that like in 5th gear. It's just too much of a liability. Yeah, so he's gonna pit. He's gonna get onto the soft tires. Tough day for Nico John, but showing a lot of promise now that his knee's feeling better because his pace is right there.
His overtaking was sublime.
Yeah, really nice moves by Nico John here today. The Nero in P9, he gets past Pro Controller. He's up into P8, flying past him with the DRS on the main straight. So nicely done by Nero. And Nico John is cycling all the way down into 15th, so tough day. But that's moved everyone up a position. So Vapor up into P6. Vapor just put in the fastest Sector 1 on those new soft tires. So Vapor is 9 seconds behind Disgruntled. We'll see if he can catch up. So let's go on board then with... Let's see what's going on with Rusty. Rusty's in P13 just behind Grumpy. Grumpy on those medium tires, 8 laps old. Rusty also on the hard... he's on the hard tires, but they're also 8 laps old. Seems like he's losing a bit of touch with Grumpy though.
Looks like the Razor guy pitting early, and more crucially, the Yuppie being stuck behind his teammate for what, 3 laps is really cost him.
Yeah, they lost some time. It lost him time. I would imagine it lost him anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds. He should be a lot closer, but Razor guy just timing that stop to perfection.
So he's finishing ahead of Domingo, so that's really good for the World Championship soon.
But yeah, even if Russ Jeppy's not where he wants to be in terms of leading the race, he's still making him proud to Domingos.
He will take the lead of the Constructors in the Drivers' Championship.
He would, I believe, yeah, he would. And Monkey as well. Monkey wasn't far back, and now he's gonna gain some points as well on Domingos. Vapor, unless he can make up some ground, he's gonna lose out a bit here. But still a nice drive by Vapor, because Vapor, for whatever reason, was off the pace in qualifying.
Those new soft tires have really helped him. He can get fastest lap as well, which can really help as a P3 in the championship this is next day.
Yeah. That is a good point.
The title picture isn't over for Vapor as well. As long as he doesn't lose any more places, he can take it to the final few races.
Well, we'll see though, because the Razor guy has set the fastest lap of a 1:30.9. That was early in the race. I think Vapor should be able to beat that, but still won't be easy.
Grumpy on the 2-stop and he's in P12. So
yeah.
Well, something, right?
Well, yeah. Grumpy, I believe, had a moment where he went off, and I think he clipped his wing, so he took an extra stop, but he's still fighting.
He does have 8 seconds of penalty, so
he's got to make up a lot of time. But let's see what he does here against Oso. He's got the DRS, and he gets past.
Oso knew about the penalties.
Yeah, he probably just letting him by it. So heads up driving by Oso, not having to take any unnecessary risk. Oh, and Razor picks up a penalty. Man,
It's gonna take more than
Sparkplugs
3 seconds.
is out there on the gravel. Or maybe he's just trying to stay out of the way. I'm not sure exactly what he's doing. He is ghosted, so he doesn't need to necessarily get out of the way. He just needs to back off. Sparkplug's having a tough day today. So, Razor got the 3-second penalty. That means that this 8.7 second lead to Yuppie is only really a 5.7 second lead. Can Yuppie close that gap?
About a second a lap. A second a lap in Suzuka is so hard to achieve.
It's tough.
You probably need a qualifying lap every lap.
Well,
I'm thinking Hamilton, Hungary.
Here would be some good data if you can get into the race director, Kaza. If you can see what kind of lap times the Razor has been putting down, and then also what kind of lap times the Yuppie's been doing, we can see if it's possible. Can you pull that
Razor
up?
puts in an average 32.3, 32.2,
Yeah.
and the Yuppie right now is about 31.8, 32.
So Yuppie's a touch faster.
Just a touch faster, nothing, you know, he's not scarily quick.
The thing is, Razor Guy is saving all of his ERS. The Razor Guy's got 90% ERS charge, and Yuppie's only got 41%. So I think Razor is seeing that gap to Yuppie, and whenever that gap starts to close, he's assuming that Yuppie is pushing with overtake, and he'll respond. So yeah, it seems like Razor's in full control at the moment.
Very mature driver, not panicking after the penalty, just keeping a calm head.
Right. So I'm on board now with Grumpy in P11. He's trying to reel in Joe. Joe doing really well here to hold his position on those hard tires.
Also is in the background though with slightly more ERS and slightly better tyres. Joe did put those tyres on around lap 6, 5.
It was really early. Yeah. They're really early.
Sit penalty 3, stayed out of the way.
Yeah, because even Grumpy behind, he's got 8 seconds of the penalties. I think Joe, if he sees him coming, he probably should let him go. I think he is probably going to slightly back off here. Yeah, so that's a really smart move in my opinion from Joe. But now he needs to stay with him.
Time for Oso either.
Yeah, but he's got to stay with him. He's got to stay with him. Yeah, Grumpy's flying. Yeah.
Nearly 20 lap old tyres.
Yeah, and Grumpy's just flying. We'll see if Joe can make it to the end. So Disgruntled is still behind Domingos. These guys have been having a battle for the last, it seems like the last 15 or so laps. And as we say that, Praj is still behind Vapor. Praj on those medium tires. He's doing incredibly well to hold on because he's already 16, this is his 17th lap on those tires. So I was telling you, I think Praj is going to have to do a two-stopper, but he's trying to stretch him, and he's doing incredibly.
Probably stretch him. It's only what, a lap and a half left.
Yeah, two.
12 right now.
Yeah, I'm on board with Oso.
King is very fast. Got great traction.
Praj is dive. He doesn't quite make it. Praj also had a really good run on Vapor into turn 1, but didn't quite make it. But that's King. He's making a move past Oso on the straight.
Oso goes for a switchback maybe to regain a position. No, he lets him go. Probably a smart move.
Yeah. So heads up driving by both of them. Nice move by King. King, a newer reserve again. We'd love to see these new reserves get in the mix.
Also made the mistake going for the S's.
And Rusty's passed. Heads up driving by Rusty as well. Being close enough to be able to pounce. So let's go back on board with Disgruntled. You can see that out of Spoon, or into Spoon, Disgruntled makes up a little bit of time, but that exit by Domingos is just superb. Whatever he loses in the entry mid-corner, he gains back on the exit.
It's a wonder of Suzuka, you can alter the car setup. No matter what car setup, it will be favoured for one part of the track. There isn't such thing as a perfect car around Suzuka, because every car is different.
And I'm on board with King. King is making a move into the 130R. He's on the inside, and that's the move done. Oh, but Joe trying to fight back on the outside, but he backed out. There was almost a bit of a touch. Oh, and Rusty missed the corner. Rusty missed the corner. And then he impedes Joe, so he just jumped right onto the track after getting off track. So unfortunate for Rusty, but he just completely outbraked himself.
It's going to be a huge fight for P4. Disgruntled, certainly within the DRS. A lap younger tyres doesn't really mean much.
Yeah, let's go on board with Disgruntled again, because this has been quite the battle. So the guys have still got about a lap and a half to go. He's got time still, if he can gain here. He gets a slightly better line through the corner. But again, Domingos with just a tremendous exit there. Very handy with that right foot today. But Disgruntled is there, 5/10 behind. Oh, and Domingos gets compromised. This is the chance now to make a move by Disgruntled. He's got the DRS. What's going to happen here? A little bit of a touch. And Disgruntled makes it through. Oh man, almost off the track. Holds on by his shoelace. And that's the move done by Disgruntled. So what a move by Disgruntled around the outside.
Looks like Razor Guy's got this one, call it 11 seconds ahead.
Yeah, I think
pole position converted it to a race win.
Razor Guy, this would be his third win in a row.
That's some momentum.
Doing incredibly well here. And I'm still on board with Domingos because Domingos is not giving up. You can see why he's in that championship lead at the moment. He's a fighter. And what can he do here? He knows he can get a better exit at Spoon.
He does have slightly better straight line speed as well.
Yeah, that setup is probably a little bit less on the downforce. So he's there. He's got more ERS. Can he gain and make a move into the last chicane? He's pushing.
Congratulations, Razor Guy for
yeah,
winning.
Razor Guy. Really nicely done, P1. We're still on board with P5, Domingos, to see if he can make a move. Wow, what a finish. He's not able to make the move, but just behind Disgruntled. So congrats to Razor Guy, Yuppie, Monkey Mafia on the podium.
Razor Guy sets the fastest lap on the last lap as well.
Yeah, so he was saving all of his ERS. So that's Vapor P6. Nice drive by Vapor, nice drive by Nero. Praj Hall, unfortunate, but he'll take home P8.
Oso, gonna go to the final corner.
Oh, Nico John makes a move on Oso. He gets the move done. What a move by Nico John.
Overtake. Helped by the fresh soft.
Yeah.
He's got to go for the move, and he did it.
He was utilizing those soft tires to perfection there. And Spitchak, tough day for Spitchak, but he'll bring it home at the 16th. And Shep, tough day for Shep as well. Not able to improve his positions from qualifying. Not an easy circuit.
Not at all.
Not an easy circuit by any means.
It's a great win for the Williams team, though, pushing on P6 against the Haas team.
But yeah, Razor, this is his third win in a row now. So Razor, 3 in a row. He won at Singapore, at Russia, and now here at Japan. So he's showing that that pace is no fluke. But Yuppie doing incredibly well as well to get that P2 finish. So this is going to definitely help Yuppie to make up some ground in the championship. I do believe it's going to move him into P1 in the championship. Monkey Mafia as well, though. He did really, really well in the race. You didn't really see him in any incidents. So he was driving really smart, using up those tires, stretching that initial stint to make him last. Nico John had some great pace today, but unfortunately had an incident and lost his wing out of the hairpin. Very, very tough.
Hats off to P11 Joe. Pitted lap 6-5 for hard tires. He was only 4 seconds off of championship points.
Yeah. So
tried to make the best of a bad situation, and he did.
Yeah.
P11 was probably the best he could have got.
Who's your driver of the day?
Driver of the day, probably Vapor. From P13 to P6, the soft tires, he extended it to a one-stop medium to soft.
Yeah, that was a really nice job by Vapor. I've got to say, for me, it's got to be Razor. You know, it's one thing to put it on pole, but it's another thing to stay out in front and with the pressure of the guys behind, keep it out front and without incidents. And we saw that some of the fast guys like Praj having incidents, Nico John having incidents. Razor just kept his head, kept it cool. Wasn't using
Even
up
after the penalty.
Exactly. Wasn't using up all of his DRS. He used it when he needed to. He was in full control today.
Yeah. Dominant drive.
I think
A
so.
lot of momentum.
Yeah, I think so. So that's the Japanese Grand Prix then. Tier 2. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Kaza, thank you for joining me.
Thank you very much.
And that's going to be it for us, guys. So everyone, Happy New Year and have a great rest of the day. Thanks for tuning in.